Hey, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Ask Elly. We are live, and for those of you who are joining me for the very first time, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. So, I'm an international intuitive advisor. I read for public figures, celebrities, business professionals, and seekers. And basically, I'll read if you call me. And I love guiding people from all walks of life to become the alchemists of their own life. And so, my ultimate goal is to guide you to access, develop, and utilize your own powerful intuitive and psychic abilities, whereby your personal life is enhanced, your business, your career. And once you learn to access and utilize your intuitive abilities, which we all have, they are given to us at birth, our life becomes, let's say, magical or in flow. And that's just one of the things I love teaching. And I'm so happy that you are all here today to listen to this podcast. I have some really exciting questions that have been asked over the past week. So I look forward to discussing them with you. And one of the first questions that I have today was sent in by a woman out of California. And her question says, "Hello, sweet Elly. Thank you, DB. I'm still exploring publishers for my book, and I'm still open to Spirit's guidance on the perfect subtitle. If anything comes through, I am so grateful. My question is this: should I hold out to hear back from particular company I don't want to name, or move ahead with other publishers, or neither? Love to you." Well, it just so happens that I am going to do, DB, I'm going to email you directly and send you a little bit more details about what's come through. However, one of the things that I'm going to suggest to you is that keep your options open, because neither of the two publishing companies that you suggested are going to be the ones that are going to publish your book. Now, they may be great as backups. However, I get that you're going to a very large company, and I do not really want to particularly say it here online. However, it does begin with an H and ends with an E, and it's two words. And from what I'm getting, your book is going to head over there. There are, let's call it, connections that you have that are available and an interest. And I do get that spirit, your divine spirit, divine guidance is going to, I was going to say, is going to looking at help you, but in a different way. It's not exactly help, it's a different word. It's going to provide you with access to the perfect person that you need to connect to. And this is going to happen for you in flow. It will happen very synchronistically, and you can call it coincidence or any of that. However, it's not coincidence. It is more synchronicity and being in flow and being a part of the destiny that has been designed for you. So this is what's coming through, and I'm very excited, and I will send you the name of the publishing company that has come to my forefront over here, so that you have that answer. And the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, DB, is that the book will be very successful. So there is no fear to have in this, and no sadness to have. It's all in divine time. It is great. You have laid the foundation for everything. The title that you have selected and the subtitle are perfect. And I'm very excited about this because, as I said, this is going to go into flow. Everything will align with you in the next couple of weeks. And you're going to be very surprised. By October of this year, you are going to have answers that you will be pinching yourself over. You won't believe them. And this is how exciting it is. So thank you for asking that question. And if anybody has a question right now about publishing, getting published, some of the ideas or the thoughts that one needs to have in order to get published, please, call in right now before I move on to the next question. One of the things I want to talk to you about is if you've ever considered writing a book. One of the things that we know is when people start to think about, oh, who's going to read this and how am I going to get this published? And yeah, who's going to read this and how am I going to get this published? And is it worth it? And do I have anything good to say, et cetera, et cetera? Those are the kind of questions that will defeat you before you have even gotten out of the gate. So the first thing that we always teach in writing and publishing is that we don't ask those questions, but we ask, what will it take for me to get my book written first? And then you just proceed. You know, you have your audience awareness. Who's your audience? Who do you want to write for? What's your voice? And those are, of course, those are all techniques that you can talk about with other professional writers and people who teach writing and getting out of the gate. The biggest part is getting your work done and overcoming the obstacles that you will face with your self-talk and the inner talk that goes on every single day. So once it turns into a quote unquote habit or a discipline of sitting down and writing your book daily without thinking, how's this going to happen and who's going to read it and all of that, you just produce the work. And then with the proper self-talk and the proper guidance, and this is the important part, you need to have the guidance. There has to be guidance. Sometimes you think that people do all of these things on their own, only they don't. There's always guidance behind the scene. You either find yourself a mentor in that area, or you speak to people who have done the work before and take their advice and their guidance on this, and then set the goals for yourself, monitor your self-talk, and then proceed to write your book. And then where it will be published, divine insight will guide you to the perfect publisher for your book at the perfect time. And that's how it's always happened for all of the authors that I have worked with and that I have guided through my consulting business and practice. And I'm very happy to say that they have gone on to major companies, major publishing houses, and even had some of their books turned into scripts for TV production, meaning Netflix, HBO. So this is wonderful. I'm very proud of them. And all of this is possible. It's just a matter of belief in ourselves and really getting to work. So if anyone has any questions about that topic, please give me a call. I'm right here. Would love to hear your questions. Otherwise, I'm moving on to the next question that we have over here. Okay, and I'll give you a few seconds to call in. Well, okay. All right, I don't have anyone calling in just yet, so I'm going to move on to the second question. This is a little bit longer. Hi, Elly. I love your podcast. Thank you. I'm smiling really big right now, and I look forward to it each week. Thank you. Thank you. As August 8th approaches, are there any messages, or is there any message as the Lionsgate portal is open now, or is there any area of life that I really need to concentrate on right now? I understand raising our consciousness is so important. Thank you, Gemini 2. All right, thank you so much, Gemini 2, for submitting this question today, because for many of you who know this, the Lionsgate portal is open now. It opened on July 26th. It opens every year between July 26th to August 8th, and it culminates on August 8th. Now, astrologically, this is a very exciting time because the gates, it's a longer story. I'm not going to go into it. You can look this up online, or you can read my newsletter, only yesterday's newsletter. However, when the Lionsgate portal is open, we have access to cosmic consciousness and to divine consciousness and to a higher frequency, stronger and I'll say stronger and more direct than ever before during the year. So very often we think that we mark our calendars and we say to ourselves, okay, yeah, January 1st is going to be the beginning of my new year. And we think this is going to be the day I'm going to go do my New Year's resolutions. Everything's going to come to fruition. Well, you know how that went this year. Sorry about the laugh. So a lot of New Year's resolutions were put on hold, possibly till 2021 or later. However, when we use astrological timing to create our new year, it becomes extremely powerful. And we are now in the Lionsgate portal where this is the time to create what is next for you. And Mr. Gemini, one of the things, or Gemini 2, or Miss Gemini, one of the things that I wanted to share with you over here, for you in particular, the energy that is coming through, is that this is a very important time, not only for you, for everyone, but for you especially, because with your discipline now, you can, quote unquote, take the reins of your horse and move into the area that you really want to go into. There are a lot of things waiting for you. This is the energy for you now to proceed. And one of those things that I have gotten and that I see around you is that astrology is a very important part of your life, is what I'm getting, and that you have astrological knowledge and you are able to really understand astrology to such a degree that you would make an excellent astrologer and really be able to help other people with aspects and their charts and everything that is involved, okay, in terms of looking at a personal chart and then going in and answering particular questions for people. You'll make a fantastic astrologer. Now, during this time, what would I suggest that's coming through? Over here, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing you as if you were holding on to the reins of a horse. Again, this is all very horse related for some reason today. And you proceed to leave the gate. It is time for you to leave the gate. You've been in the gate long enough from what I'm seeing over here and with the energy that I'm feeling. You've been holding yourself back. You've been waiting. And, you know, the longer we wait, the harder it gets, the more difficult, the more things start to come up, the more challenges we experience, and the more procrastination, the more difficult it is to get out and running. So one of the things I'm going to suggest for you right now is to just go run. Create a website. It doesn't have to be beautiful or expensive. You know, not that I want to pitch anything. There's no affiliation here. Go to Squarespace, go to Wix, go to WordPress. Take the time and answer the questions that the websites prompt you to, and then put your information in there and take yourself out on Facebook or on Instagram or even to your friends and offer them a free reading first if that's what you need to do to get yourself in practice and training, and then proceed from there. But you have everything right now for victory in this. Not only will you be creating abundance for yourself, but you're going to be creating something really valuable for the people who come to you for their astrological charts. So if I were you, I would just start running, okay? Get everything in place and run. And if you need a mentor, there are so many people that you can look into having and hiring as a mentor to get you started. So that's available, and that is what I am seeing for you, Gemini 2. Okay. Does anybody have any questions for me right now? I'm here. I'm taking calls before I move on to the next call, which is all about relationships. But before, I just want to talk a little bit about the Lionsgate portal now. This is the time that if you have plans on the back burner, you've been looking for a relationship, you've been looking to publish your book, you've been looking to write your book or start your business or start a family or move, this is the time to get into action. I had 2 questions. This is regarding the Lionsgate. 2 questions were submitted about numerology and great dates to list their homes. So I had one home here in California that is looking to get put onto the market. And as we've already missed July 27th as a listing date, I am going to suggest that you do everything that you possibly can to get your home listed by the full moon on August 3rd. We're listing it on the full moon is going to allow the energies of the Lionsgate portal to release the home for you easily and effortlessly. The house wants to be released. Your time over here, SR, is complete. your time with your home is complete. The house wants you to release it. Now, that's not me saying it, it's just the energy that's coming through. The house is ready for a new owner. The house is ready for a professional couple is what's coming through. And this is extremely exciting. And it's a beautiful home. You have done everything that you need to do to make this home completely beautiful. And when you're ready to release it, you get to move on into the new phase of your life. And as I said, your home is really ready to get released. So one of the first dates that I would work towards if I were you and could get this listed as soon as possible would be to release on August 3rd. And then the second date to release it would be on August 8th itself, the day of the culmination of the energies for the Lionsgate portal. So that would be a really wonderful day. And this goes for the other caller that called in about her real estate property also. She didn't call in, I'm sorry. She wrote in. And so she submitted her question about her real estate. And PB, I'm going to suggest that you do the same. List your home now as soon as you can and wait. At this moment in time, I would really wait for August 3rd, again, just as I recommended to SR. And then if you can't get it listed by the 3rd, again, by the 8th. So this is wonderful. And if you're in real estate, and working as a real estate professional, you want to circle these days on your calendar also as dates that you intentionally set up to, I'm going to create deals on this day. I'm going to get new clients on this day. These 2 days are going to be remarkable. Obviously, any day is going to be good. Only these 2 days will bring a lot of success. People that come to you, if you're in real estate on the 3rd or on the 8th, will seal the deal with you and you will finish your deals easily and effortlessly, and abundance will come. This is a really exciting time, especially in real estate. So markets are moving, and if you're looking to purchase a house and you've been contemplating it, get your home purchased, sign that contract on the 3rd or sign it on the 8th, because these are going to be wonderful dates for you. It'll bring you a lot of luck here. Okay, anybody have any questions about anything before I move on to the next question? All right, okay. All right, next question over here. All right. I am dating a man. Oh, this comes from TC out of Cali. I'm dating a man and we were supposed to go out over this weekend. We've been seeing each other for a few months, once a week over the weekends. So I was waiting for our date to get confirmed when I received a text message saying, I've got a few kids here. I'm hosting a party. And that was it. That was the end of the response to their date. And so the question over here from TC is, what am I supposed to respond to this? So basically, from what I'm understanding over here is that TC has not responded. So now this is going to get into a bit of expectation. So let's talk a little bit about this. So the expectation is and has been that you meet every single weekend. And so that expectation exists. And so now when the plans were canceled, or not even canceled, there was just let's call it a no-show, or even better, no communication. So now that there had been no communication until after the weekend date, TC, it is time, I hate to say it like this, only it's time to close that chapter and not put any more energy into that particular relationship. Now, I know you'll say, if you may be saying to yourself, "Oh, that's so hard," that's such a hard answer. But when you think about it, for anyone who's spent a few months together in a dating relationship and not to have the communication be upfront and direct at this point in time is another message is being communicated, and that message that's coming through that I'm picking up, and I don't think you have to be psychic in this case. The message that's coming through is that this relationship, and this relationship is no longer a priority for this particular person. So TC, I'm really going to tell you, move on. Um, you may choose not to respond at all in this case to that text message. It wasn't even a phone call. Given the fact that you have been seeing each other for a few months, this kind of communication warranted a phone call, purely out of respect for the friendship and the relationship. So I'm going to suggest that you move on from this and know that there is a wonderful person waiting for you to enter into a relationship with. And again, this gets back into our belief of what we deserve. And one of my favorite affirmations comes from Florence Scovel Shinn, and then Louise Hay, which was, I love, approve, and accept myself. I only deserve the best. So when we're constantly repeating to ourselves in our self-talk, I love, approve, and accept myself, I only deserve the best. Well, guess what happens? As above, so below. The world will respond accordingly. And you will find that the perfect person for you, who's really in harmony with you and with your beliefs and your ideals, and even the way that you communicate, and who really values you, will then come into your sphere, and this will be the person that you are going to be dating and eventually in a relationship with. So I just want to let you know, TC, that no need to cry over this or anything, or even spend too much energy. Let it go. Look at it as a learning experience to get to the point that you tell yourself every single day, I love myself and all is well. I love, approve, and accept myself. I only deserve the best. I now meet the perfect partner who harmonizes well with me. And that's what I'm getting. You're going to have that. It will come into your life. This was just the time. Let's put it like this. This was during a COVID period. I don't think there's anything. Please don't be sad about this. The best is yet to come, and release this relationship and expectations of it, because as far as it looks, this other person has already released the relationship. So, okay, no point to dwell. And with that, just be prepared, because there is a wonderful relationship coming for you. I now allow, accept, and receive the perfect partner for me, who I can be in harmony, who harmonizes well with me. So be it, so it is. Okay. Before I move on to another question, does anybody on the air right now wish to call in with a question for me? Yeah, no? Anybody want to call in with a question? I'd love for you to call in, ask a question, leave a comment, participate. It's quite simple. All you have to do is hit a button and call in. Okay. All right. I'd like to welcome all of you who are here on the call today, and thank you all for being here. So I'm going to move on to one of the next questions that I received, which also deals with numerology and timing. So this question that I got was, how do we know when the right time is for us to do particular things in our life? And this gets back to the timing question. So this question was submitted by KS out of Washington, and Washington, D.C., sorry. So one of the things over here about divine timing and numerology is that if you do believe in numerology and astrology, to the extent that you'd want to consult the dates and the planets, you would need to have a really good astrologer. And this is something you don't want to go to astrologers on regular astrology, go to the newspaper or the horoscope online for your daily horoscope and look up, oh yeah, this is Leos are going to have this and all of that, because everyone's chart is unique. It is as unique as a snowflake. or our fingerprint, depending on the time of birth, the location, your ascendant, and where your other planets are, and what the planets are doing, and the aspects to one another. And then again, the transits, where the planets are moving at this particular time. So you really want to go to a qualified and intelligent astrologer for that. In terms of numerology, one of my favorite numerology teachings is, or actually interpretations, is the Chaldean numerology. There is nothing smarter than that. And you can find all of that online, and there are books out on Chaldean numerology, but this goes back to the ancient Chaldeans, and this system is by far the best system to putting together the dates, and it teaches you how to do this also, so that you have the perfect date for you. And then if you'd like to combine that with your astrology, obviously you're going to come out with some really stellar dates to make moves. And the third component is always to remember, as above, so below. There is nothing, no astrology and no numerology, that is going to replace our self-talk and our beliefs. That is prime. Even our biblical scriptures always talk about as above, so below, as within, so without. Think about Hermes Trismegistus, who wrote that in his scriptures, on the Emerald Tablet many, many, many hundreds of years ago. And so you really want to pay attention to your thoughts, what it is that you're thinking, what it is that you're telling yourself, and your self-talk. There is nothing more powerful than our self-talk. And if you're unaware of your self-talk, then my first piece of advice to you is to pay attention to what it is that you are saying to yourself all day long. Because what you tell yourself all day long is who you are going to become. If you tell yourself that you are fabulous and you are wonderful and that you have the most successful business or you're in the best relationship, then that is what's going to be for you. If you start asking yourself questions like, oh, is this the right person for me? Is this going to work out? Is this the way that it's supposed to be? How come I'm not getting, well, you know what? Those questions are not going to give you the results that you need to have the life that you want. So with that being said, is there anyone right now on this call who has any questions about anything at all? Because we've got a few minutes and I would just love to take your questions. All right. No questions? Oh, okay. I love getting questions. I love hearing from you. And so with that being said, then I'm going to start to wrap the end of this session and just talk a little bit more about the upcoming week and what is available for everybody. So this is very general. And one of the things that you can start to do for yourself during this time in the Lionsgate portal is to get very clear on your goals and what it is that you wish to achieve for yourself during 2020 to 2021. I do not have to share with you and tell you that this has been a very weird year. We all know that. All we have to do is look around. And my prediction, and this is not, this goes without saying, I predicted this many years in advance. The way that I predicted it was not through a pandemic or a virus, but I did see the outcome and I did see the results. The how was not clear to me at that time. And so what's coming is still going to be a bit tumultuous. I do believe, though, that because the dimensions are splitting right now, meaning that there are so many people living in a higher frequency now, that we will be able to create a tipping point so that we will not have to deal with so much of this third dimensionality that is going on around us. And we get to choose where we want to live in our mind. And then where we choose in our mind is going to be where we reside here on the planet. And to learn more about that, I'm going to suggest that you join my newsletter, which is at ellymolina.com, ELLYMOLINA.com. Sign up for my newsletter. I write once to twice a week, and I'm going to be speaking a lot and writing a lot about what is going to come in the next couple of months. We all know that something is about to come. We can all feel it. We can sense it. We know that this is about to happen. And many spiritualists and conspiracy theorists call it the big event. However, this quote unquote event has been predicted by astrologers and psychics for a very long time. And the event is happening soon. And with that, I invite you all to sign up for my newsletter or call in next week on Ask Elly, same time, same place, and we're going to talk about the event. So get your questions out. I look forward to hearing from you, and I have so enjoyed you all being with me today. All right. Thank you so much. And I'm just going to put my email over here so that if you do want to sign up for the newsletter, here it is. And I look forward to seeing you all in the future. Thank you, Tomas, for being on the call, and everyone else that's over here, podcast. And thank you so much, everyone. You people have made my day. I look forward to hearing your success stories. And it's been wonderful. Thank you so much. Have a blessed week. And I look forward to seeing you all again on the air next week. Please share my podcast. Let everybody know. Ask your questions. Do not be shy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, bye, everybody. Thank you.